Hi everyone. Today I want to share some valuable tips on tackling a specific IELTS listening question, which is plan map and diagram labeling. So I hope you're ready for this. Okay, this is exactly what plan map and diagram labeling looks like. This particular one is plan. As you can see, it is showing a plan of a particular building. So this is just for you to familiarize yourself with what this particular question type looks like. Moving on, many test takers tend to avoid this section, assuming it's too complex. However, I can assure you that the strategies I'm about to share will help you approach it with confidence and accuracy. Now, the first thing or the first tip that I'm going to be giving to you as regards this question type is for you to get familiar with the layout of the map, plan, or diagram. For example, if you are given a map of a location or the blueprint of a building, your first step should be to carefully examine it and understand what it represents. This same principle applies when answering this particular question type. It's all about getting a clear sense of the structure before listening to the audio. So take a few minutes to understand the layout of the map, plan, or diagram. Then you have to pre-listen. Before the recording begins, carefully examine the plan, map, or diagram. Try to understand the general layout, noting any labels, directions, or symbols provided. Then you also need to look for clues. You need to pay attention to any titles, keys, or legends that explain the map or diagram. This often gives crucial context. Let's use this as an illustration. Let's try to study this very map. If you look at some titles on this map, some legends, some keys on it, you would discover what it represents. We can see a farmyard, we can see a footpath, we can see a fish pool, we can also see a car park, and the side part. We can also see a new barn. So, mere looking at all of these features, we can conclude that this map represents a big farmland. So this understanding helps you answer the questions seamlessly. And it also helps you familiarize yourself with all of the features you can see on the map, so that when the speaker mentions something, you already know where to go or where to check. Then number 2, use the time given to predict. Use the time given to you to predict. Predict locations. Based on the layout, try to predict what types of locations or items might be discussed. For example, if it's a building, think about where the entrance, exit, or key rooms might be located. Then you need to identify potential language. You need to consider what language might be used in the recording, such as next to, opposite, adjacent to, on the left, and so on. Tip number 3, understand common directions and prepositions. This is very crucial. If you want to scale through this question type, you need to understand common directions and prepositions. A lot of students wander around when the speaker gives information about the map, plan, or diagram. But understanding these directional languages makes you comfortable with language that describes movement and position. Words like north, south, next to, between, adjacent, corner, etc. These words are often used. So you need to understand them. Immediately the speaker mentions adjacent, you should know where to check or which direction to look to. So you need to understand relative position. Understand phrases like immediately before, just after, opposite, or across from, as they are commonly used to describe locations. Then tip number 4 says you should follow the speaker's voice. Okay, now you need to track the audio. As you listen, you need to follow the speaker's voice on the map or diagram. So just try to keep your pencil or finger on the map to track their descriptions. So you have to make sure you follow the speaker's voice. Immediately the speaker gives an a description, quickly follow the description. If the speaker says turn right, turn right. If the speaker says turn right, left, turn left. If the speaker says look to the adjacent, look to the adjacent. Then sequential listening. The information is usually given in order. Don't jump around. You will get answer to number 1 before answer to number 2, before number 3, and so on. So follow along in sequence as the speaker describes different parts. Then practice visualization. This is a very important one also. Now, you have to visualize the layout. You know, as the speaker describes the plan, map, or diagram, try to visualize it in your mind. This can help you better understand the relationship between different elements. So just visualize it in your mind. Think about that location, that's a map or plan you are seeing. Visualize it in your mind. Then picture the movement. Act as if you are moving through the space as described. For example, if the speaker says turn left, act as if you're actually turning left. Or place your pen on the map and turn left with your pen. This makes it easier to identify locations or items based on the verbal description. I hope you tried these 5 tips that I've given to you on plan, map, and diagram labeling. And I also wanted to share your review after trying them out, because this works a lot. In conclusion, try applying these tips to a practice question and share your review. I look forward to hearing your thoughts. See you guys in the next one.